Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to chat with you guys about 6 things I would do differently if I were starting my frugal journey over. Let's get started and talk about it. I used to think I was frugal just because I paid my bills, because I was never late on my bills. So I thought, yay, I pay my bills, so I must be responsible and frugal. Well, guess what? I wasn't. So the first thing I would have done is actually set up a budget. Now, yes, I did budget for rent and all that, and I always paid all my bills, and I paid them early as a matter of fact. But I didn't set a budget for things, okay? I kind of had a random budget for groceries, but, a budget for all things, like a budget for savings, a budget for investing, a budget for, non-essential type things that are not needs. Do I want an entertainment budget? What I would do back then is I would babysit and then use that money for things, which is great that I did that, but I could have actually been using my money much better than what I did. I spent on a lot of unnecessary things, and when I taught school, I spent a lot of money on my students that I didn't need to spend. And even because I enjoyed them so much, I sometimes really do miss teaching and working with the little ones. But I could have set up a budget, and that would have given me what I would call structure. Okay, number 2, I wouldn't have gotten into credit card debt. Not my main credit card, but I got a bunch of credit cards, Lord & Taylor's, Foley's, Dillard's, and I went and I got myself in credit card debt. And when I did that in my early 20s, I had to get a second job, and then that second job paid off all the credit card debt. Okay, so I paid it off myself. I didn't expect my mom or dad to help me. I did it myself, but I got myself in that jam, so I wouldn't have done that. Okay, number 3, no matter what my income, I don't care even if I was making lower than my friends, I would have invested money. I would have taken some money and invested it. Okay, and even if it was small, because I listened to one person, which was dumb, saying, you don't make enough money to invest, you need to be at least setting aside $500 a month. I don't care if you're on the lowest income, if you're in your 20s, even if you're in your early 30s, and all you can do is invest $50 a month, then at least start with that, figure out a way to lower expenses, increase income, at least get somewhere, start with that, and then your goal will be to eventually maybe increase that, okay? Number 4, learn more skills and step outside my comfort zone. A lot of times I just really did what I felt comfortable with. I could have learned more skills, maybe gone back to school and learned something that could have maybe boosted my income. I know many people that have gone back to school or trade school, learned different types of computer skills, things like that, where it really elevated their income with that. And that's something I could have done. Number 5, really make a priority of taking care of my 4 walls. And I'm going to tell you, even though I love being a mom and it has been a joy, my daughter's brought a lot of joy to me, but a lot of times when you're a parent, you put everything into your child. I know so many people that do that. The problem is then you don't take care of things for your future, because eventually your child leaves you, goes out on their own, and you've put all this money into them. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but more taking care of my 4 walls and not being concerned about, doing for everybody else, making sure that we're okay and we're planning for our future. Last but not least, this one's going to shock you the most. I know you're probably going to fall over, so if you're not sitting down, sorry about that, ice just fell on the floor. If you're not sitting down, you might want to, because you're going to fall over. If I had to do it over again, I literally would, if I could, and I'd have to probably be by myself to do this, I would be a modified minimalist, which means I'd be saving money because I wouldn't be buying as much stuff. I'd have a lot less stuff, a lot less clothes, decorations, and everything else. So these are some things that I would do differently, because when you buy less stuff, you spend less money. I'd be a lot better with my money, be investing. I would take little steps at a time, and I would prioritize investing and saving and just simply doing less. I did a lot of things out of people pleasing, and wanting to make everybody else happy. So these are some things I would do differently. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Confession's good for the soul, everybody. What are some things, if you were starting your frugal journey over again, what are some things you would do differently? That's all I have to say for now. Love you, appreciate you, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.